Welcome guys to GunsmokeGunsTV.com. Today we got a new addition to the Wyatt family. This is Panzer the puppy. Panzer's a German Shepherd, and the Wyatts are going to train this dog and make it the best house dog and best attack dog ever on the planet. So we're going to teach this dog to bite with these little chompers right here. Now that's going to take a long time. First we're going to start, oh look at, she's already getting me. We're going to start with obedience and teaching the dog what to do, but I want to give you guys some preliminary stuff. If you're thinking about getting a dog, first you want to make sure you're prepared. Shop around, make sure you get a great pup. We went around to a lot of different breeders. Prices varied tremendously on little German Shepherd puppies, and we looked at a lot of breeders, found a perfect breeder with a great little litter, and we got this beautiful pup out of there. And at some point we'll go through selection of puppies from a litter and what's best, but we're not going to do that today. So when you're getting ready for a dog, before you get started, you got to have a few things. You need a kennel, you need a collar, you need a leash, you need some toys, you need the bowls, you need some grooming stuff to clip their nails, to get them ready to go. You always got to get them in the habit of having their nails clipped, so start when they're little puppies so they get used to it and they like it. Now, I'm starting out with this little cheesy leash right here. Don't need a big bad one because I want this to be super lightweight. So when I hook it on the dog, and I get the dog used to having that leash on, the first thing I want to do is make sure that the dog's not just biting it all the time. So I get used to the dog, used to the leash and the program that we're going to do. And the first thing that I've done with this dog to start out training is bonding with the dog. Just working with the dog, getting the dog to love you, you loving the dog. And of course the puppy's so easy, you love him as soon as you see him. But you got to get the dog to love you and be comfortable with you and to trust you. Once the dog trusts you, it's so easy to train. They want to learn. Look at this little pup. She's not running away. She's not trying to get out of here. She's not trying to go anywhere. But I've got the leash on her in case she does, so I can make an immediate correction if necessary. Now the first thing that I work on once I get the dog accustomed to being around you and wanting to be near you is potty training, right? Now this is one of the hardest things to get done properly, but if you don't do it when they're small like this, you'll never get it done. Now a lot of people come in and they see the dog went on the living room floor and they don't know when it happened, and they grab the dog and they yell at the dog, or they shake the dog, or they beat the dog with a newspaper. None of those things you should do, folks, because the dog doesn't even know what you're disciplining him for. The only time you can correct a dog when it's going to the bathroom is immediately while it's going to the bathroom. And how should you make that correction? Well, the easiest thing is to grab the dog by the scruff of the neck, grab him right here, pick him up right here, give him a little shake. Now, it doesn't hurt the dog. They may let out a squeal, but the mothers did it to the dog, the other puppies do it to the dog, and they're used to it. So that's the correction you make, immediate. Now, you got to see the dog go into the bathroom as you're doing it. So here's what I do. I start out with a dog, and I get him used to the leash, just like you see this pup right here is. And you can see this pup loves the snow. Panzer, Panzer, good doggy, good doggy. Good doggy. Oh, you're bringing me the leash. Thank you so much. So I get the dog used to the leash. And then when I get out, I find a spot in the yard where I want the dog to use as the bathroom. And I get out there and I give the dog a simple command. The command we're using with this dog is take a break. So I get out to the spot, I stay in that spot, and I tell the dog to take a break. And I stand there until the dog goes. Once the dog goes, then you give the dog tremendous praise. Oh, good dog, good puppy, oh, good puppy, good puppy. That's the kind of praise you want to give the dog. We want to work on the dog with positive reinforcement. The kennel's another thing. Here you see we got the dog in the kennel. The dog just popped right in because this is where the dog lives. This isn't a cage, it's their house, okay? This is where they live. Now you can see this kennel's not going to last long for this little pup. She's going to grow right out of it, and we've got another size. We've got toys inside the kennel so that the puppy can play. Now we're going to go through the training of this puppy as we go, and hopefully teach you some things that you can know. It's much harder to train a dog that's already learned bad habits. When you're starting off fresh, we took this puppy at 7 weeks right from the litter to training. And we start the training the second we get the dog. It's very, very important. So the first thing we're working on is potty training the dog, house breaking the dog, keeping the dog from just going. Now, don't get me wrong, when you have a puppy, you're going to have accidents in the home. It's impossible not to. Whose fault is it when the puppy goes in the house? It's the owners, because you didn't take the dog out enough, you didn't do it enough, you didn't spend enough time outside with the dog in a nice area where the dog could use the restroom. You see how this dog loves it in its kennel? This is not a punishment tool. Now, the worst thing you do is when the dog does something wrong, like goes to the bathroom in the house, get mad at the dog, grab the dog, shake the dog, and throw the dog in its kennel as punishment. Never, ever do that. So, as we're going to get ready, we're going to go down the path, and this little puppy you're going to see as it grows up into a big full-fledged German Shepherd. Her little name is Panzer. Now you might say, hey Rich, you know, it's kind of an aggressive name for a girl dog. It is, but I didn't pick this name. My girls did. Okay, Renee and Brooke and Ginger came up with the name Panzer, not me. I love it. I love the name, and we'll go into that in a little bit, but just before we end today. But this is a great dog. She's already doing fantastic. We've only had her for 2 full days, and look at her. She's just well-behaved little pup, and she loves it in her kennel. She's not barking in there. We're not having a problem. She sleeps in the kennel at night, and that's the perfect place for your little puppy to have their little house where they can feel comfortable inside. Now, always remember that dogs are a pack animal. You must be the leader of the pack in order for this dog to want to train with you, right? Otherwise, if the dog's leading you, it's training you. You're not training the dog. Okay, now as far as the name Panzer goes, let me tell you about that. When I first got into guns, a guy that worked with my dad, his name was Fritz Stolzenbach. Wonderful, wonderful, great guy. And he had a huge gun collection. I shot my first handgun with him. It was a Colt Frontier Scout, a nickel-plated, walnut stocks, 22 single action revolver, great gun. And he had this German Shepherd at the time, beautiful dog. His name was Panzer. So when my girls came up with the name Panzer for this dog, I said I loved it. Now we had a few other names, and we were going to try to throw them out to you guys and let you help us pick them, but we ended up locking down Panzer before we could do that. The other names that were on the table were Enzo from the famous car Ferrari, and Steyr from the gun company in Steyr, Austria. And we went with Panzer. Now, I'm not going to answer this right now, but I'm sure most of you know. What was Panzer? So give us the answers to that. Give us some comments. Tell us what you think, what you want to know about dogs, and we're going to help you along the way. If you've got a specific question about how to train a dog, we're going to help you. Now, I'm not an expert. I'm not the end-all, be-all on dogs, but I know some people are. And we'll bring them on and get them on the channel and show them the stuff. Thanks a lot for watching. Don't forget, if you haven't already, please subscribe. Ring the little bell on there so you get a notification when we put something new out. Thanks for watching, and we really appreciate you. Have a great day. Come on. Good doggy. Good doggy. Good doggy. Let's go. Good doggy. Come on. Come on. Oh, good doggy. Oh, good doggy. Oh, good doggy. Yes, good dog. Leave it. Leave it. Panzer, what's this? Panzer, what's this? Panzer, what's that? Panzer.